Hey guys, in today's video we'll be talking about the top 10 anime where main character is overpowered, but pretends he is weak. Enjoy the video. In 10th place we have a certain magical index. Kamijo Tuma, high school student, has an encounter with a girl in nun's clothing. The girl who calls herself Index holds 103,000 grimoires in her head and is fugitive from two magicians who pursue her. His interference with the magician's plans of practicing a magic spell which would erase her memories would drag him into a conflict, with him fighting against magicians while not having a way to defeat them, except for his right hand, which is proven to dispel anything magical, psychic or even divine. Soon, the conflict he is involved in shifts to a much larger scale when he discovers the existence of a war which goes between the realms of magic.
俺の詮索はするな。
お前には上を目指す力も資格もない。それを知れ。
綾野浩二君。
あんた、今本気で打ち込もうとしてたろ。彼女を離せ。
In 9th place we have Classroom of the Elite. Kodo Aikusei Senior High School is a leading prestigious school with state-of-the-art facilities where nearly 100% of students go on to university or find employment. The students there have the freedom to wear any hairstyle and bring any personal effects they desire. Kodo Aikusei is a paradise-like school, but the truth is that only the most superior of students receive favorable treatment. Kiyotaka Ayanokoji is a student of D class, which is where the school dumps its inferior students in order to ridicule them. For a certain reason, Kiyotaka was careless on his entrance examination, and was put in D class. After meeting Suzune Horikita and Kikyo Kushida, two other students in his class, Kiyotaka's situation begins to change. In 8th place we have Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. The Alzano Empire is home to one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Alzano Imperial Magic Academy. Here, ambitious young students undergo training to become competent magicians. Sistine Feibel, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend Rumia Tingle attend the academy, determined to cultivate their magical skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires and the enigmatic Glenn Radars replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude toward life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious forces hidden within the Empire's walls start to become active, and Sistine, Rumia, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. This anime follows Sistine, who is captivated by a mysterious floating sky castle, Rumia, who is haunted by a troubled past, and Glenn, who may be more than meets the eye. Though completely different on the surface, they are inexplicably bound together by a thread of fate.
Can you feel it? Rage burning in me.
In 7th place we have Mob Psycho 100. A psychic middle school boy tries to live a normal life and keep his growing powers under control, even though he constantly gets into trouble. Kageyama Shigeo, aka Mob, is a 8th grader with psychic abilities. He could bend spoon and lift each objects with his mind from young age, but he slowly begin to withhold from using his ability on public due to the negative attention he keep receiving. Now, the only thing he wants is to become a friend with a girl in his class, Sabomi. With his psychic mentor, who has no psychic power, he continues his daily lives, attempting to realize his purpose on life.
And they say the story goes back 1,000 years. Let's say you met the little demon from the story. How would you react? What would you do?
In 6th place we have Blue Exorcist. The world of Blue Exorcist consists of two dimensions joined as one, like a mirror. The first is the world in which the humans live, Asaya. The other is the world of demons, Gehenna. Ordinarily, travel between the two, and indeed any kind of contact between the two, is impossible. However, the demons can pass over into this world by possessing anything that exists within it. Satan is the god of demons, but there's one thing that he doesn't have, and that's a container in the human world that is powerful enough to hold him. For that purpose, he created Okumura Rin, his son from a human woman. But will his son agree to his plans, or will he become something else? In fifth place we have Daily Life of Immortal King. As a cultivation genius who has achieved a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old, Wang Ling is a near invincible existence with powers far beyond his control. But now that he's 16, he faces his greatest battle yet, senior high school. With one challenge after another popping up, his plans for a low-key high school life seem further and further away. The series focuses on Wang Ling, who is near unkillable human being. He is just 16 and wants to enjoy his high school life, but it might be too challenging for him to do, because he is so powerful that it is highly impossible for him to hide his power. Will Wang Ling enjoy the high school life?
Sick.
In fourth place we have Noragami. Yato is a minor deity and a self-proclaimed delivery god, who dreams of having millions of worshippers. Without a single shrine dedicated to his name, however, his goals are far from being realized. He spends his days doing odd jobs for 5 yen apiece, until his weapon partner becomes fed up with her useless master and deserts him. In times of need, if you look in the right place, you just may see a strange telephone number scrawled in red. If you call this number, you will hear a young man introduce himself as the Yato god. Just as things seem to be looking grim for the god, his fortune changes when a middle school girl, Hiyori Iki, supposedly saves Yato from a car accident, taking the hit for him. Remarkably, she survives, but the event has caused her soul to become loose and hence able to leave her body. Hiyori demands that Yato return her to normal, but upon learning that he needs a new partner to do so, reluctantly agrees to help him find one. And with Hiyori's help, Yato's luck may finally be turning around. In third place we have Spectre. While struggling to get past a breakup with his girlfriend, Kuro Sakuragawa was approached by Kotoko Iwanaga, a girl who declared that she was in love with Kuro since she met him 2 years ago. She then tells him that she is a sort of goddess of wisdom where she serves as the intermediary between the real world and the supernatural world. Kuro, of course, doubts her at first, but after fighting a yokai in a library and revealing to each other their true identities, Kuro is actually a monster that has eaten 2 different yokai meats, giving him the powers of immortality and near absolute precognition. Kuro agrees to help Kotoko on her various adventures as the peacekeeping goddess of wisdom.
What's up, Tatsuya? Did you see the news yesterday?
I'm trying to tell you it's not only humans we're up against.
In second place we have Mahuka Kuku no Retusei. It follows the siblings, Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in first high school. Upon taking the exam, the prodigious Miyuki is placed in the first course, while Tatsuya is relegated to the second course. Though his practical test scores and status as a weed show him to be magically inept, he possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and unique magic techniques, making Tatsuya the irregular at a magical high school. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systematized technology and is taught as a technical skill. In first high school, the institution for magicians, Students are segregated into two groups based on their entrance exam scores. Blooms, those who receive high scores, are assigned to the first course, while weeds are reserve students assigned to the second course.
の守りたかったもんはこのせいここで終わろうとも悔いはない。失ったものは
最後のバカ騒ぎに。
In first place we have Gintama. In the early 17th century, Japan adopted strict isolation policies and severed almost all ties with foreign countries. In 1853, the U.S. fleet commanded by Admiral Perry forced the doors open, leading to a modernization of the nation's socio-political systems and the eventual fall of the shogunate. The samurai regime ended its life with the imperial restoration in 1868. That's what history tells, but in Gintama, that's not what happens. Instead of the U.S. fleet, the country is stormed by spaceships coming from four corners of the universe, and soon we see it occupied by extraterrestrials. The shogunate has become a puppet of alien occupation armies. All samurais have been disarmed and reduced to temp workers with no skills who just try to make ends meet. Gintama is a story of a handyman named Jintoki, a samurai with no respect for rules set by the invaders, who's ready to take any job to survive. He and his gang, however, are also among the very few who have not forgotten the morale of a swordsman. Wherever they go, all they do is to create troubles. Troubles that they of course try to solve, but in reality. That's it for top 10 of this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, make sure to give thumbs up and tell me your opinion in comments. Also subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon if you not want to miss out future videos.